Ayo, Zahn and Zahn, and here to watch is the Saints Row Reboot really that bad? Review by FLEEKAZOID. So, yet another FLEEKAZOID video, and this time we're going to be talking about that Saints Row game, like the new one. Funny story about that one. I love Saints Row the series. 2 is like my favorite in terms of story. 3 is like my favorite in terms of gameplay. Originally, I was going to play the Saints Row Reboot back when it was first launching. Like, I had every intention of buying the game and playing it, hoping that I would be able to rekindle what I had felt back when I played the Saints Row games. But my Xbox, my main console at the time, completely died on me. So I was just unable to play it. I didn't have the means to be able to acquire a new Xbox. By the time I realized that I also had a PlayStation that had been kept in the closet for God knows how long, I had already learned about what the state of the Saints Row game was. And that's when I decided that by divine intervention, I had been spared from what could have potentially been a really souring experience. One thing's for sure, once I heard about it and saw Charlie put out his video on it, that's when I realized, you know what? Maybe it was a blessing in disguise that my Xbox died. So that's my story of how I didn't play the game, and outside of watching Charlie's playthrough, I otherwise hadn't seen much of anything else. So, yeah. FLEEKAZOID, tell me, what do you think of the Saints Row Reboot? Without further ado, let's get to it.
The Saints Row Reboot is an abomination.
Oh god, we just started and you're already... I already said that perhaps it was a blessing in disguise. That floss just removed any doubt that I had in my mind about this.
The Saints Row Reboot is an abomination. This game makes
Apparently.
Ubisoft look competent.
Wait a minute. No.
This game
No way, right? This had to be a mission, because there ain't no way that you can't just shoot random people.
makes Ubisoft look competent. I hear people keep saying that this game feels like it's from the late 2000s, but truth be told, that's insulting to games from the late 2000s.
Honestly, yeah. That would be an insult to games of that era. And let me tell you, games of that era were bangers. That was the era that I grew up with.
Because Saints Row 2 is 1,000 times the game this is.
Not even in the same ballpark. It's insulting that they even share a name.
Game this is. Even Saints Row 4 is about 250 times the game.
Yes. Saints Row 4 was perhaps my least favorite Saints Row game that I had played. I still enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it was certainly my least favorite out of the bunch.
There are so many things wrong with this game that I couldn't possibly address all of them in this video because this game won't be relevant in about another week. So I
feel like that was a pretty accurate statement. I didn't even bother to keep up with what happened after, if it ever improved beyond what I heard about on launch. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I really care to even find out.
I guess we'll start with the combat. Volition decided to take the if it ain't broke, break it approach with this.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's certainly what it looks like.
This game said fun? No, not on our watch. So they remove meat shields, increase HP, block many fun mechanics behind grindy progression that takes far longer than the 6-hour story to unlock, and then force you to choose which 5 basic mechanics you want active at any time. And as a further measure to combat fun, they lock takedowns to a meter so that you can't do them whenever you want. And
That's so lame, bro. It kind of reminds me of Fleek's video on Doom the Dark Ages and how he kept complaining about the removal of glory kills. And you know what? I feel like I'm experiencing my own Doom the Dark Ages glory kill moment with Saints Row right now.
On top of all that, this AI is so incompetent, so afraid of ever actually challenging the player or doing anything that would make
What did that say? Doing a 15-second takedown in the middle of combat and no one is shooting.
afraid of
Bruh.
ever actually challenging the player or doing anything that would make them feel remotely alive, that it makes the insane AI from Saints Row 2 look like HAL 9000.
Let me tell you, I'm sure if you had played Saints Row 2, you know very well just how crazy the NPCs are. Pepper spray? What is happening? Whoa. Oh. Cease and What is happening? Like, to put it into perspective, there was a mission that I had just completed where it left me off at a cemetery. I just see chaos, cars, like driven onto the grass, like driving into like the gravestones. I see people fighting. It's just absolute chaos, and I just kind of sat there and watched. And if I'm not mistaken, when you go AFK, I think your character kind of walks around a little bit. Like, I think they like idle out too. So just imagine like my character casually sauntering around the graveyard while all this chaos is happening around me. Oh crap, are they... What's happening? What are they shooting at? What's happening? You see, this is what I'm talking... Oh. Do I... Oh! What? I perform idle animations? Oh, that's so cool! What? How are there still things that I'm learning about this game? Oh, that's so cool!
Now let's talk about driving. What a hoot. Physics? More like fuck it, because that's what the developers said when they were programming this track.
Yeah. That is the wrong game to have that type of driving mechanics for. Like, I feel like there might be a game where it's like, oh, that feels powerful, just shoving cars out of the way. But it's just, this is the wrong game for that.
Motorcycles can send trucks flying.
That's just funny at that point. I don't even know what to say about that. That's just funny.
Cars explode and send parts shooting into space. Cars can do front flips, and oh, you actually want weight to your cars? What are you, a bigot? Are you body shaming? Even waffles don't apply the laws of physics, and it's only made worse because of how many crutches they gave the artificial imbeciles. Does the AI keep crashing while pursuing you? Well, the developer...
Where did it go? He just got sent flying.
Keep crashing while pursuing.
It's like he drove into the sky. It's like the wind caught it and sent it away. It drove off the road and into the sky.
Well, the developers will just despawn, respawn, teleport, and enter them into a 10th gear instead of just making a semi-functional AI like they did 13 years ago. And as one
God, that was so funny. In Saints Row 2, I think there was like a cheat. It makes all the cars aggro towards you, so just cars will start driving aggressively at you to run you over.
They don't even have to listen to physics at all. But truth
be
told, I'm envious of the AI because they don't have to listen to this radio. The radio in this game is god-awful. This is best represented by a song called I Left My Wallet in El Segundo. This song is so bad, I thought this was some high-level satire and that this was made in the studio. And don't even get me started on the commercials. These aren't just...
How bad are we talking? Are we talking like Assassin's Creed Shadows level bad, or what? Not as bad as I expected, but I'd say, given Saints Row, I'd say this is a very fitting song for that game.
Just stepping down, this is falling off of a cliff. Satire is completely lost on these writers, but that's probably because their #1 priority when writing comedy is safety. This cringe-inducing humor makes kids shows look edgy. Very quickly, I'd like to retouch on customization. This game feels like they always meant to have the lady boss as the only non-customizable character, and then after getting backlash, they just decided to ham-fist it back in. And for what's supposed to be the best customization ever, the clothing is scarce, spread into way too many stores, and then the only 2 stores that old fans know are locked in the end-to-end game that none of them will reach.
No. What? Because I remember, even in the newer games, the ones like after 2, but before this one, you could access all the clothing stores like from the beginning. Like after you get past the tutorial sections where you kind of get locked in until you're finally in the open world. Like the moment that you're given the freedom to roam, you can literally go anywhere and you can go to any clothing store and just browse through whatever clothes they have in their selection. But here it's like they lock it out? Nah, that ain't it, Chief.
The only thing worse is the gun customization. When you
Oh
level up
no.
your guns, they don't change visually at all. At any level. Once again, 9 years ago, back when Volition even still had half a brain cell, they knew to include that. But worse than the gun customization is the open world. I called this shit. It's piss filter galore. You can't go into most buildings, and in fact, some shops will have a building, but then you shop at the shack in front of the building.
Huh, just kidding.
What? Yeah. No. That's... I don't know if that's insulting or funny.
Barren, and what little AI liveliness you do get has the depth of a North Korean grocery store. And speaking of stepping down from old titles, let's talk about side activity. The side activities start with you driving from point A to point B, and they evolve into the endgame activities, which are exactly the same. The best ones are the ones where the objective comes to you, because at least that means the pain will be over soon. The only mission that did play differently was insurance fraud, and that was glitched out so hard for me that no cars were driving on the road, and I had to spend 15 minutes on each mission throwing myself at cars in the Kmart parking lot. Then I had
To be fair, I also encountered this problem in the older games. I understand this one, but damn, it sounds like it was particularly bad here.
Okay.
to do that 6 more times, because to complete a venture in this game, you have to 100% each activity, whether you like it or not. There are anti-fun mechanics.
At least in the older games, it's like it's not required for you to like do them perfectly or whatever, or to do them all. It's like maybe you'll have to do like maybe a few of them here and there, and they don't even need to be perfect. I guess that's also the other thing. What is a venture?
Whether you like it or not. There are anti-fun mechanics, but this is just a straight-up anti-Christ mechanic. This shit is unholy. And before I get to the story, this game's got more bugs in it than a bug's life. I know every member of the Saints Row subreddit received a bug-free copy, but I did not. I got all of it. Crash.
You certainly weren't the only one. I remember Charlie's playthrough. some of the bullshit he had to go through.
T-posing, AI's not moving during a red alert, floating heads, the enemies having invincibility frames, shops turning into prison cells, and my personal favorite, in the beginning of the game, you can hop off of your motorcycle and it will crash the enemy AI's brains so that they're forced to just blankly stare at you as you kill them. I'd like to pause the video right here to remind you, this game is $60.
With all this shit that I had heard about this game, it's like, man, that ain't worth the price.
Anyways, I've delayed long enough. We have to now talk about the story.
Kevin is shirtless. I don't know why.
The writing in this game feels like they went to their local kindergarten and gave the kids 1 hour each day to just go ham at it. Then went to Twitter and let...
Oh god, no, not that, not the freaking drive where you just kind of spout off all those expletives to yourself. I'm gonna keep referencing Charlie's playthrough because that's literally the only frame of reference that I have of this game. I saw him with his character having like that southern like accent, and It was painful to even just sit through that.
The writing in this game feels like they went to their local kindergarten and gave the kids 1 hour each day to just go ham at it, then went to Twitter and let them proofread it to remove anything that may be remotely offensive or creative. And for some reason, I can't put my finger on it, I just can't pay as much attention to this character as I can to this one.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
I mean, this one I'm at attention, but then this one I'm spacing out. I don't know what it is. Anytime the writing steps out of the constant cliches, you get situations like this right here. One mission, it's, we do this for the people, the saints are everyone. And then 2 missions later, you're blowing up countless civilians outside a mall. These characters are the definition.
What the heck was that tank? It has AI on it. That tank just looks AI generated.
Up countless civilians outside a mall. These characters are the definition of cliche hypocrites that say they believe one thing, then do the complete opposite, with not a hint of satire that would signify that this was actually intentional. Also, because the main story is only 6 hours, everything feels rushed. There's no build up to kill antagonist, it just suddenly happens. In fact, they don't even build up most of the antagonist leaders. I have no clue who he's killing right now. You get to see none of what your actions do to the other factions. You don't even get to officially destroy any faction, and they don't give any hard-hitting reason that legitimately motivates the player and makes—
God, I'm just getting hit with walls of text just now. Why would a gang care about the legal ramifications of violating a non-complete clause? Wait, actually though, it's not like you're bound by laws. You're a freaking gang. Just look at the older games. It is a sad story and all, but 2 things. 1, they haven't developed the character enough for me to care, so I feel nothing in this scene. And 2, I'm not going to be killing the final boss in the faction going. Wait, and that's for destroying her mom's car. Compare this to Saints Row 2 Ronin's storyline, or the Saints Row 2 Brotherhood storyline. Bro. Where the main motivation is a side character death and it can't hold a candle to the impact of those motivations. If anything, just rip off John Wick so at least people can feel bad for the dog and make it a dog because no one gives a shit about that cat. Homie's ripping into them. But yeah, no, over her mom's car. He touches on it perfectly. Saints Row 2, some of their storylines having like the main motivation involving like the death of a character, it's already good enough. Idols don't really do anything other than be in the way. And much like every other faction, you knew nothing about the faction leader, so it just happened, and without any big cutscene, I only realized I impacted them once the mission was done.
Motivates the player and makes the kill feel sad.
Fun fact, the idols don't get any character development or a good cinematic of you disarraying satisfying
in the end. But hey, maybe they just saved all that for the DLC, right? The only character—
Right, there's DLC. I wonder what people thought about that. I really didn't care after that point.
I can relate to in this game is the guy that walked head-on into a train, because that's what I want to do every time I hear the cast make any joke. Twitter people try to say that this humor is just like the old games, but anyone that has played them knows that that is completely false. Even the gaming journalists are aware of it. The old humor actually subverted expectations instead of just going, oh shit, no shirt guy? Oh, he doesn't have a shirt again? Oh my god, I can't believe it. You got me. That was a good one. The old humor wasn't afraid of offending everyone because that's how satire works. This new humor is straight out of the unfunny asylum that has a hee hee ha ha or board of real funny guys that make sure everyone can be a part of every joke and there's no punching down. It doesn't sound right. These jokes would barely offend a nun, and as a result, this is the end product you can expect.
I never miss nacho night. I'm in line for nachos right now. I really wanted those nachos. Just wanted some damn nachos.
Thank God it's—
How about those nachos?
Fuck! Now, finally, let's talk about the ending. But hang on 1 second. Hey Siri, remind me. I called this shit. This is arguably the best part about this game, but definitely not because it's good. And you know what? For the hell of it, somebody asked me to rewrite the ending because of how bad it is, so this next FLEEKAZOID deluxe cut goes out to that guy. Roll it. Volition, you piece of shit. You have been posting cringe for the last 10 years.
What in the world is happening?
Teach you this lesson, old man. You bury me under a mountain of dirt in the beginning, then that turns into a shallow pool at the end? Do you guys even read what you're writing? Are you able to? The big bad final boss's motivation is becoming the bestest friend of your friend group?
Wait, what?
You are on some Care Bears type shit. You keep showing this cat as a part of the team as well. Is that one of your guys' jokes again? Jesus. Where'd you find these writers? Off the lot of She-Hulk? Truth be told, you're a lost cause. I wanted to love this game because I love this series, but time and time again you have ignored the fans, and now you release this piece of shit that was written by children for children, that takes every last thing that is Saints Row and burns it into fucking—
Oh, freaking the punch into the tombstone. Oh, that was peak.
For children, that takes every last thing that is Saints Row and burns it into fucking ash, until the only recognizable thing about this empty husk of a game is the packaging that you can find completely in stock in Walmarts everywhere. When your studio collapses, make sure you take this franchise into the grave with you, so I don't have to come back and do this shit again.
Oh, damn, you had to hit me with that at the end? Bruh, yeah, nah, that was dope. That was a dope way to end it. And yeah, no, I feel like that kind of echoed a lot of the sentiments that I hear about this game. Just bad all around. And like, the little glimmers of hope that you had just immediately get ripped out of you. Shame. What a shame. But I am curious though. He mentioned the DLC. I was only intending on watching this, but I feel the need to hear about the DLC since I had literally heard nothing about this game ever since its launch. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and include this part. So, edit.
You called this shit.
Oh.
Dimps, what did I say? What did I say? Don't remember? Take a peek. When your studio collapses, make sure you take this franchise into the grave with you, so I don't have to come back and do this shit again.
Okay.
What I said. The other day, for whatever reason, I was looking at GameStop's website when I came across Saints
For
Row
whatever
with a
reason.
3.8 rating and a GI must play recommendation. Nah. GI, go home and play Saints Row 2. Sit down.
Yes.
Like I have to re-educate some motherfuckers. This Saints Row reboot is just the way I left it, despite all your patches, all your DLC, and all your company collapsing. It's still a steaming pile of—
Wait. Really? Saints Row dev merging with Gearbox after new game's lukewarm reviews. Oh, so they just got Bruh. I would say rip, but after what they did to the Saints Row series, I'm just gonna have to say, you made this bed. Now you're laying in it.
Your company collapsing. It's still a steaming pile of dog shit, and it doesn't matter how much content you add or remove. This game didn't need patches, it needed a goddamn exorcism. This is the devil's cartel of the Saints Row franchise, where they took every last bit of soul and they fucking sucked it out, all while they were saying, "We're not backing down from this." That's right.
We're not backing down. Well, look where that left you.
You didn't back down. You fucking fell down a flight of stairs and broke your neck at the bottom, bitch. So now let's dive deep into this wonderful trove of DLC, and I've already beaten it. If you thought the Forspoken DLC was short but devastating, then consider this the Nagasaki Squeakquel. The DLC starts with me placing all my backup saves into my Saints Row directory because they forgot to put all the save files in a place where they wouldn't get fucking toasted upon uninstalling. Then I followed that up by checking if one of the 200 improvements that they went very hard on included me being able to kill the clerk as I could in the first 4 games. The answer being, hell no, you can't even knock this motherfucker over. He's invincible. But you can kill your frames. Now, all joking matters aside, the Hemorrhoid and Hemorrhage DLC actually kicks off by sending you on a run-of-the-mill shoot fest at the gun range where you get to see the significant changes they made to the combat. Like how the AI underwent a significant second lobotomy that keeps them from being able to do anything remotely threatening.
Oh, that's real nice.
They can't even shoot you! They missed! You weren't even moving!
AIs that significantly fuck off in the background while you do your 20-second takedowns.
What are you doing?
Or
just hanging around.
Cooldown timers for your takedowns instead of being unlimited, or the significant lack of any cover system, or the significant lack of meat shielding, or the significant reliance on the skill wheel to provide any variety
What happened?
shielding, or the significant reliance on the skill wheel to provide any variety in absence of mechanics that we've had in gaming for over a decade. Overwhelming, I know. Which is why the developers decided to give you a little break from all the significant action in the next mission where you don't get to fire a single weapon. No, instead they take a third of their DLC, which is a whopping 10 minutes, to do a trailing and picture-taking mission. Well, I guess you get to do a little stealth, but here's what that looks like.
Can't let them see you either. 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 Can't let them see you either.
Now that's some real Mission Impossible type shit right there. It was a great movie, by the way. A proper big budget flick. Tremendous, in fact. You know what? I think I'm gonna go see it again. So let's speed run the rest of this shit, shall we? A stalking and picture taking mission being a third of your DLC? Shit, I can do that for free. And now, after all that setup, no, you didn't miss anything. I explained all the missions. Yes, we're about 15 minutes in. It's time for the big heist, the big finale. But unfortunately, of course, this is the Saints Row reboot. There is no big heist, nor any big budget. Instead, it includes 15 minutes of this game's fantastic stealth mechanics.
No way! No way! What? Nah. That's outrageous.
Then you commit petty theft, engage in some fantastic combat.
Just hanging around.
Hook the getaway car, scrape the car off 4,000 meters away from the drop point, and the game.
What happened?
Hook the getaway car, scrape the car off 4,000 meters away from the drop point, and the game counts it as a job well done.
Wait, what?
Helicopter out of there. Hook the getaway car, scrape the car off 4,000 meters away from the drop point, and the game counts it as a job well done. The end. This DLC was 25 minutes, and yet it shaved 1 year off my lifespan. If it was any more generic, the FTC would make them put the great value sticker on it. But with that being said, my favorite part of this cut content is where they forced everybody in the crew to talk like regular human beings. Likely because the developers cut content out of the cut content to ensure no one said anything cringeworthy. Don't think it's possible. They already did it, pimp. They Tiananmen squared the shit out of all these lines already so that the average buyer would never know of this game's pure cringe. Now they're just gonna know the half of it.
Never miss nacho night. I'm in line for nachos right now. I really wanted those nachos. Damn nachos. That should do it.
Thank God it's
How about those nachos?
fuck. Anyways, the next DLC is Professor Genki's super ethical reality climax, except worse in every fucking way possible. You know why Professor Genki's super ethical reality climax works and this doesn't? Because in order to have a good horde shooter game mode, your shooting has to be good in the first fucking place. And
well, you know what? That's fair. That is a very fair point.
in the Saints Row Reboot's case, it's far from it. I'll put it this way. The trailer for Professor Genki's super ethical reality climax is more fun than this in
God, I remember I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered Saints Row 3 because I was just so hyped. Just everything about it, the marketing, teasers and whatnot, like, it was just so good. Like, it might have certainly not been the best Saints Row game, but in my mind, it was probably one of my favorites.
Entire DLC, and of course that one Saints Row 2 trailer clears all of it. And on one more note, I
Bruh.
saw in the description that they said that they were adding new districts in these DLCs, and at first I thought they were lying, kind of like how they lied about adding new enemies, but as it would turn out, they weren't. It just looks like every other piss-filtered part of Albuquerque, fucking New Mexico, so I never realized I was in it. In conclusion, this DLC is so bland it should be served in school lunches. Post Michelle Obama. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Oof, that's tough.
Hang on, this third DLC is gonna be a LARPing DLC.
Wait, I was about to say, wait, I've just heard him rant on that I kind of disregarded the fact that he didn't even mention the third one.
Oh, hell no. I'm not coming back to this dump. I ain't into that furry bullshit.
Oh, so he didn't even bother. You know what? Fair.
Major thanks to the flock of pimps, and another huge thanks to the pimperers for putting all this coffee into my veins so that I can endure this atrocity. Alright, bye, pimps.
Very lovely. I appreciate the additional context by seeing the seeing some stuff on the DLC. He may have not covered all of it, but I think the point was made. And yeah, once again, I am just reminded the fact that my Xbox dying was the best outcome that could have possibly ever happened when it relates to the Saints Row reboot. But yeah, I think I voiced most of my thoughts when I saw the first part. Well, first part that I watched, because the fact that he was referencing another video implies that he had been talking about this even before that. So, yeah, not much to really say. Not much else to really say. I feel like FLEEKAZOID has already said enough. He has echoed a lot of the sentiments that I had heard about, like just from launch. And it sounds like even with the DLC, it just kind of felt more like damage control at that point. Either way, very good videos, since I decided to watch 2 of them this time. And considering how short the DLC one is, it's probably going to be comboed in with the first one that I watched. Lord knows the same could not be said about when I was watching the freaking brain rot videos. But that's a whole other topic. And I think that's all there is for me to say. So, with that being said, I will see you in the next video, whenever that is. But until